हेलो एवरीवन, होप ऑल ऑफ यू आर डूइंग वेल एंड वेलकम टू द चैनल। सो जैसा कि आप सभी जानते हैं, अब पीसीएस का जो आपका मेंस एग्जामिनेशन दैट हैज़ बीन पोस्टपोन नाउ। इट्स गोइंग टू बी हेल्ड फ्रॉम 23rd February to 26th February, and several questions regarding science and technology part were being asked by many students. They were requesting that please provide some kind of study material for this particular topic. जैसा कि आप सभी जानते हैं, it is paper number 6 and comprises a total marks of 200. So today we'll try to cover as much as possible from the portion of life sciences. तो आज हम लोग कवर करने वाले हैं इसका स्ट्रक्चर एंड फंक्शन ऑफ एनिमल सेल एंड द सेल ऑर्गेनेलीज, बायोमोलिक्यूल्स, ब्लड ग्रुप्स, सेक्स लिंक्ड इनहेरिटेंस एंड सेक्स डिटर्मिनेशन एंड डीएनए एंड आरएनए. ओके, सो बट विदाउट मच डिले लेट्स स्टार्ट. सो सबसे पहला टॉपिक है स्ट्रक्चर एंड फंक्शन ऑफ एनिमल सेल एंड सेल ऑर्गेनेलीज. सो सेल अगर डेफिनेशन आती है तो व्हाट आर यू गोइंग टू राइट? तो डेफिनेशन ये है कि सेल इज द स्मॉलेस्ट स्ट्रक्चरल एंड फंक्शनल यूनिट ऑफ एन ऑर्गेनिज्म विच इज टिपिकली माइक्रोस्कोपिक एंड कंसिस्ट ऑफ साइटोप्लाज्म एंड न्यूक्लियस इनक्लोज्ड इन अ मेम्ब्रेन. सो 3 इंपॉर्टेंट कॉम्पोनेंट्स या फिर स्ट्रक्चर्स हैं आपके किसी भी सेल के एंड मेनली एनिमल सेल के. तो सबसे पहले बाहर एक बाउंड्री है जो कि आपकी सेल मेम्ब्रेन है. उसके अंदर देर इज साइटोप्लाज्म एंड विद इन द साइटोप्लाज्म देर इज अ न्यूक्लियस बिकॉज एनिमल सेल इज अ काइंड ऑफ अ eukaryotic cell. Okay, prokaryotes, they do not have a well defined nuclear membrane and a nucleus. The DNA material lies just within the cell and comprises of a particular structure known as nucleoid, whereas in case of eukaryotes there is a specific nucleus present. Okay, so if we see the animal cell, क्योंकि देखिए इसमें ऐसा है कि एनिमल सेल आपके सिलेबस में है, सो वील बी सीक द स्ट्रक्चर. अगर ऐसा आ सकता है क्वेश्चन, ड्रॉ द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ एन एनिमल सेल. दिस इज द डायग्राम दैट यू आर सपोज टू ड्रॉ. तो उसमें आप देख सकते हैं वेयर इज the plasma membrane is out here and then we have the nucleus in the center. Okay, so nucleus में ऐसा है कि there is a doubled membrane, nuclear membrane होती है and उसके बीच में there are nuclear pores available. Inside it there is a chromatin जो कि thread like structure होता है and this dark black colored part is known as the nucleolus. Apart from this, इससे attach करते हुए we have the endoplasmic reticulum. And एंडोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम दो तरीके का हो सकता है. इफ राइबोसोम्स प्रेजेंट है देन इट इज कॉल्ड रफ एंडोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम, एंड इफ राइबोसोम्स आर एब्सेंट, जैसे कि आपको इस स्ट्रक्चर में दिख रहा होगा डॉटेड स्ट्रक्चर्स नहीं है, सो इट इज नोन एज स्मूथ एंडोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम. इसके अलावा स्मॉल वैक्यूल्स आर ऑल्सो प्रेजेंट, पॉलीराइबोसोम्स एंड सेंट्रियोल इज अ पर्टिकुलर स्ट्रक्चर विच इज ऑल्सो प्रेजेंट. उसके अलावा गोल्जी बॉडीज, माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया एंड लाइजोसोम्स आर ऑल्सो प्रेजेंट. बाकी प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन या फिर सेल मेम्ब्रेन तो होता ही है. ऑलराइट, नाउ although plant cell is not in the syllabus, but there is an expected question. They can ask you the question of differentiating between a plant cell and an animal cell. Okay, तो जैसा कि आप सभी इस डायग्राम में देख सकते हैं, what is the common thing? तो common thing ऐसा है कि दोनों में राइबोसोम्स होंगे, एंडोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम होगा, प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन होगा, गोल्जी अपैरेटस होगा, माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया होगा, न्यूक्लियस होगा. लेकिन प्लांट सेल्स में सेल वॉल है, एनिमल सेल्स में सेल वॉल नहीं होती. सिमिलरली सेंट्रल वैक्यूल प्लांट सेल्स में होता है, उसमें जो होता है एनिमल सेल में सेंट्रल वैक्यूल नहीं होता, स्मॉल वैक्यूल्स होते हैं. सिमिलरली क्लोरोप्लास्ट या फिर प्लास्टिड्स आर प्रेजेंट इन द प्लांट सेल एंड इन एनिमल सेल दे आर एब्सेंट. नाउ सर्टन स्ट्रक्चर्स प्रेजेंट ओनली इन एन एनिमल सेल, दे have a small or sometimes vacuole is absent. Secondly, centrioles and centrosomes are present only in the animal cell, and also flagella is present only in the animal cell. Okay, now if we talk about some important cell organelles, तो सबसे पहले सबसे important है न्यूक्लियस. तो न्यूक्लियस जो होता है सेंट्रल पार्ट में होता है, जेनेटिक कोड कंटेन करता है एंड यही जेनेटिक कोड कहलाता है डीएनए. इट इज स्मॉल एंड इट इज राउंड इन शेप एंड इट इज बेसिकली द कंट्रोल सेंटर ऑफ द सेल. It contains chromosomes which are found in the form of chromatin. Later, when these chromatin, the thread-like structures, when they condense, they are known as chromosomes. So, cell nuclei was first discovered by Antony von Leeuwenhoek in the 17th century. The second important organelle is the endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum, it is a collection of interconnected tubes and flattened sacs that begin at the nucleus and ramble through the cytoplasm, as I have already shown you in the diagram. So there are two types of endoplasmic reticulum that also I have told you. One is rough endoplasmic reticulum and the other is smooth endoplasmic reticulum, and this distinction is based on the presence or absence of ribosomes. Okay, next is Golgi bodies, or also known as Golgi complex, and they are found in most of the cells, and this is basically a packaging organelle, and it was named after Camillo Golgi, who was an Italian biologist who discovered this structure. Okay, they gather simple molecules and combine them into complex ones, and also involved in sorting of these substances. All right, next is the mitochondria. It is also known as the power generator of the cell because it converts oxygen and nutrients into ATP, which is the currency or the energy currency of the cell, okay, because it is needed for all the metabolic activities. Now, it is a rod-shaped organelle, and apart from this, there are also certain vesicles which can be of two types, lysosomes and peroxisomes. Lysosomes, they are also known as suicide bags of the cells, and they are membrane enclosed organelles. They basically contain a number of enzymes within them, and then this can be used for digestion as well as for degradation by the cell, okay. Peroxisomes are also membrane enclosed organelles, and they also contain enzymes which are involved in metabolic reactions. This was about the cell organelles, and if we try to summarize it, then this is how you can write or learn. Basically, cell membrane, it controls, the function of the cell membrane is to control what enters and leaves the cell. Nuclear membrane or the cell membrane also controls what enters and leaves the nucleus, alright. Nuclear membrane controls what enters or leaves the nucleus. Cell membrane controls what enters or leaves the cell. Apart from this, we have the nucleus, which is the control center of the cell. Chromosomes contain the genetic information in the nucleus. Endoplasmic reticulum is the transport system in the cell. The ribosomes, they are organelles that are involved in protein synthesis. Golgi bodies, they are organelles involved in packaging of proteins. Vacuoles, they store water, and sometimes they also store waste products. Lysosomes, they break down old cell parts, and mitochondria is the organelle which is responsible for cellular respiration, and it provides energy, alright. So these were the important cell organelles found in animal cells. Now the next topic that we'll be covering is biomolecules. So all the carbon compounds which are present in the living tissues are called biomolecules. Certain important characteristics of these biomolecules are, first of all, mostly they are organic. They have specific shapes and dimension. The functional group determines their chemical properties. Most of them are asymmetric. They are large molecules and constructed from small building block molecules, and they also provide the building block molecules, which the basic biomolecules. They form the basic structure of living organisms. Some important biomolecules are carbohydrates, proteins, fats, and nucleic acids. Okay, so carbohydrates, they are a good source of energy. Proteins, they are involved in several critical roles inside the body. Fats, they are also a kind of micronutrients. If they ask what are the macronutrients, so carbohydrates, proteins, and fats comprise the macronutrients. And then we have the nucleic acids, which can be in the form of RNA or DNA. Now if we talk about the structure of carbohydrates, so there are mainly three types of carbohydrates, and the structure comprises of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Monosaccharides, if it is a very simple carbohydrate, it is called a monosaccharide. For example, glucose. Disaccharides, if a particular sugar is made up of two simple sugars, for example, lactose is made up of glucose and galactose, alright. And similarly, we have polysaccharides, for example, starch. When a number of monomers are involved, then it results in the formation of polysaccharides. Now, if we talk about the functions of carbohydrates, first of all, they provide energy and regulate the blood glucose. Secondly, they are important for flavor and sweeteners. Third, dietary fibers and biological recognition process. Now, if we talk about the proteins, so proteins, there are different levels of protein structure. First is the primary structure, which is the linear order of the amino acids. Then we have the secondary structure, which arises due to coiling or folding of the polypeptide chain. Then we have the tertiary structure, and finally we have the quaternary structure. So more and more folding results in complex structures of the proteins. Then we have the functions of proteins. So first is repair and maintenance. Second is energy. Hormones, they act as hormones. They act as enzymes. They are involved in transportation and storage of molecules, and they also function as antibodies. The third important part is fats. So if we talk about the structure and function, so simple lipids are there, which just contain a single trihydric alcohol, glycerol, and long fatty chain acids. And complex, if there are certain other elements involved, for example, sulfur, nitrogen, phosphorus, etc. Alright. Now if we talk about the functions, so they act as chemical messengers. They provide storage and provision of energy, maintenance of temperature, membrane lipid layer formation, cholesterol formation, and prostaglandin formation, and role in inflammation. Alright. Now we'll be covering the other topics in the next video, so stay tuned. And in case you need the PDF, so please join कर लीजिएगा Telegram channel. You will be provided with the PDF out there. And hopefully this lecture was useful, and if you liked it, please comment in the comments section, and in case there are any other improvements that can be done, please write it down, and you can also post your queries in the comment section. We'll get back to you as soon as possible. So that's it for today, and in case you're wondering whether this will continue or not, so we'll make sure that we help you with all these topics, and you need not worry. Okay, so always remember that whatever exam you're preparing for, you can do it. That's it for today. We'll meet in